Hello and welcome to this session on handling workshop tools and power tools. Let us begin with this session. Let's start this topic with some learning objectives. At the end of this topic, you will be able to understand about different tools and equipments used, identify a screwdriver for a specific purpose and handle it, identify spanners and wrenches for specific purpose and handle them. Tools and instruments required: a trainee toolkit, a set of screwdriver, a set of ring and DE spanners, a set of pliers, pullers, an air compressor, a car washer, a mechanical and hydraulic jack, a hydraulic press, a flaring equipment. Materials required: kerosene as required, cotton waste as required, pipe as required, a steel wire as required. Let us understand about different types of screwdrivers and its uses. Standard screwdrivers. Standard screwdrivers are classified as heavy duty screwdrivers, light duty screwdrivers, stumpy screwdrivers. Heavy duty screwdrivers. This screwdrivers has a square blade for applying extra twisting force with the end of the spanner. Heavy duty screwdrivers of London pattern have a flat blade and are mostly used by carpenters. Light duty screwdrivers. This screwdriver has a round blade and parallel tips. This screwdriver is used by electricians. The blades are sheathed in insulated to avoid short circuiting live parts. Stumpy screwdrivers. These are small screwdrivers. They are used when other type of screwdrivers cannot be used due to the space limitations. Offset screwdriver. With an offset screwdriver, you can reach screws that are in blind spot. These blades are short and the tips are at the right angle. Because of how they are made, these screwdrivers can turn screws with more force. Specification of screwdriver. Screwdrivers are specified according to the length of the blade and width of the tip. The normal blade length varies from 45 mm to 300 mm, and the width of the blade varies from 3 mm to 10 mm. Understand the type of fastener and its condition that needs to be removed from the job. Based on that, identify the screwdriver and its specified purpose. The first step is to clean the surface of the fastener that needs to be removed. Use kerosene and banyan cloth to clean the surface. Check to see if the edges of the fastener has any damage. If everything is good, then select a suitable screwdriver which will suit the fastener slot. The screwdriver tip should be almost the same width as the slot. If you select a thick tip screwdriver, then it will spoil the screw or fastener. If you select a thin tip screwdriver, then there might be chance that the tip may twist and damage the screwdriver. Hold the screwdriver in such a way that the screwdriver and the fastener are in same axis. Guide or support the blade with the left hand. Apply a little pressure with the right hand to keep the tip in the slot. Twist the screwdriver firmly and steadily. Use a square blade screwdriver to turn large screws. You can also use a close fitting spanner to give extra twisting force. A standard screwdriver blade should be ground to 9 degrees so that the face will be almost parallel with the sides of screw slot. The end of the blade should be made as thick as the slot in the screw with permit. Make sure You don't sharpen the blade so that it becomes a chisel point. If you turn the driver too much, it might fall out of the screw slot. Make an 11-degree curve on both sides of the width. The width of the head should be in the middle of the width. Never use silicon carbide grinded wheel to grind screwdriver. Use offset screwdriver in a blind spot. To get a quarter turn on, turn the offset screwdriver around after one end. The next quarter turn is made with the other end, and so on. As you keep turning, press the tip into the slot. You can use ratchet screwdrivers for quicker turning. Keep the left hand on the knurling, which gives more grip, and keep right hand on the ratchet head. Make sure your hands are dry, greasy and oil free while twisting the screwdriver. Screwdriver tip must be in the middle of the slot and axis of the screwdriver blade in line with the axis of the screw. Before you use a screwdriver, you should always hold small projects against a bench or something more stable. Don't try to use a screwdriver while holding a tiny component in your hand. Never use pliers or tooth wrench to apply twisting force to a screwdriver. Spanners are used for operating threaded fasteners such as bolts and nuts. They are made up of high tensile alloy or steel. There are different types of spanner: open end or single end spanner, double end spanner, ring spanner, socket spanner, box spanner, combination spanner, adjustment spanner. To decide which spanner you should use to remove the bolt or nut, first determine the distance across the flats of a nut or bolt to be removed. There should be sufficient clearance between the jaws of spanner and the nut. If you have more clearance, the spanner will start slipping. Select the correct size of the socket. Take a sliding offset handle and insert the drive attached with square driving ends of a socket. Insert the socket wrench on the bolt and confirm it is inserted completely. Keep the position of the handle perpendicular to your forearm, which enables your maximum grip. Pull the socket handle and remove the nut or bolt head. Keep the position of the shank perpendicular to your forearms, which enables your maximum grip. Use double-ended spanner where ring spanners is not suitable. Let's summarize this session on handling workshop tools and power tools. We understood that workshop tools and equipments were and how to use them. We also learned how to use screwdrivers, spanners and wrenches correctly. We learned about the different kind of screwdrivers, their uses, standards and the spanners that are used to turn threaded nuts and bolts.